King Bharat and the Deer. A long time ago, in India, there lived a great and illustrious king called Bharat. King Bharat was a powerful ruler and a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. After reigning for many years, a sense of detachment arose within him. He renounced everything, his kingdom, wealth, family, and all worldly grandeur, and retired to the forest to devote himself to the worship of the Lord. He remained immersed, day and night, in meditation, asceticism, and devotion to the divine. One day, while sitting by the river bank, he was absorbed in meditating upon the Lord. Just then, a pregnant doe approached to drink water. At that very moment, the terrifying roar of a lion echoed through the forest. Terrified, the doe leaped into the river. Overcome by fear and agony, she miscarried. The tiny fawn began to drift away in the current, while the doe herself succumbed to the shock and breathed her last. King Bharat's heart overflowed with compassion. He rescued the little fawn and brought it back to his hermitage. Gradually, his mind became deeply attached to the deer. He began to meditate less upon the Lord and worry far more about the deer. He would constantly wonder, where has my deer gone? Has it eaten yet, or not? What if some wild beast devours it? And thus, his meditation upon the Lord slowly faded into the background. Eventually, the time came for King Bharat to cast off his mortal body. In his final moments, his mind was fixed not upon the Lord, but upon that little fawn. Consequently, in his next life, he was born into the species of a deer. However, by the grace of the Lord, he retained the memory of his previous life. Even in the body of a deer, he lived in deep anguish. He would lament, "What a grave error I have committed! I abandoned the Lord only to become ensnared in worldly attachment." When that dear body reached its end, he was granted a human birth once again.
This time, he was born into a Brahman family. He was given the name Jat Bharat. In this lifetime, he had resolved never to become entangled in any worldly attachment again. Internally, he was a sage of profound wisdom, yet, to remain detached from the world, he feigned the demeanor of a dullard, a fool, or a madman. Consequently, people began to call him Jat Bharat. Jat Bharat's father wished to mold him into a scholar. He exerted great effort to teach him the Vedas and scriptures. But Jat Bharat deliberately refused to retain anything. People soon came to believe that the boy was devoid of intellect. Sometime later, his parents passed away. Now, only his brothers and sisters-in-law remained in the household. They treated Jat Bharat with extreme harshness and forced him to perform arduous manual labor. Yet, Jat Bharat never once grew angry. They assigned Jat Bharat the task of guarding their fields. Jat Bharat would sit upon the earthen embankments of the fields entire day and night. He was so compassionate that, even while walking, he took great care to ensure he did not injure any ant or small creature. His physical body was exceptionally robust and healthy, yet his mind remained completely absorbed in the Supreme Self. One day, King Rahugna was traveling in a palanquin to visit the hermitage of the great sage Kapil Muni. He sought to attain self-realization. En route, one of the palanquin bearers suddenly passed away. The king ordered his attendants to find another bearer. The attendants' gaze fell upon Jat Bharat, who was sitting on the field embankment. Observing his sturdy physique, they seized him and brought him along. Without offering any resistance, Jat Bharat began to shoulder the palanquin. As he walked, Jat Bharat repeatedly cast his eyes downward to ensure he did not inadvertently step upon any small, living creature. Consequently, his footsteps became uneven, causing the palanquin to sway unsteadily.
King Rahugna began to experience sudden jolts and lurches. Angered, he spoke, "Walk properly. Are you so weak that you cannot even lift a palanquin?" The palanquin bearers replied, "Maharaj, we are walking properly. It is this new man who keeps halting his steps repeatedly." King Rahugna spoke in a fit of rage, "You fool! Walk carefully, or else I shall punish you." Hearing the king's words, Jadbharat smiled. He spoke in a calm voice, "O king, you may punish the body, but not me. I am not the body, I am the soul. The soul neither tires, nor suffers, nor can it be punished." King Rahugna was left stunned. How could such profound, wisdom-filled words possibly issue from the lips of an ordinary man? He immediately ordered the palanquin to halt and stepped down. The king asked humbly, "O great soul, who are you? Are you yourself the sage Kapil?" Then, Jadbharat revealed the entire mystery of his previous life. He said, "O king, I was once King Bharat. Having abandoned my devotion to God, I became ensnared by an attachment to a fawn. For that very reason, I was born into the form of a deer. Now, I do not wish to let this life go to waste." Then, Jadbharat imparted profound spiritual wisdom to King Rahugna. King Rahugna's ego was shattered. Tears welled up in his eyes. He grasped Jadbharat's feet. Though living in the world, Jadbharat remained beyond it. At all times, he remained absorbed in the contemplation of God. When his final moment arrived, he peacefully merged into the supreme reality. The moral of the story: attachment is the greatest bondage. The soul never dies. This world is transient. He who regards himself as merely the body is destined to suffer.